So welcome. I'm Andy Schumann, and welcome to another technology interview and review for MedGizmos. If you're a follower of medical technology, Hill Rom acquired Welch Allyn several years ago, and it's evolved into a spectacular relationship, or so I understand. So I'm going to introduce Andreas Frank, who is the Senior Vice President of Frontline Care for Hill Rom. And he's going to talk about some new products that I think primary care physicians would be very interested in. So welcome, Andreas, and thank you for agreeing to discuss the new products.
Thank you, Dr. Schumann. Looking forward to it. It's great to be with you here.
So let's start by telling my audience, if you will, about the history of the predecessors of the device you're going to introduce today. I know the Welch Allyn Panoptic Ophthalmoscope's been around for a while, and we all know that the favorite otoscope of most primary care physicians has long been the Welch Allyn MacroView otoscope. How many years has it been since they both were introduced? It's probably easily over a decade at this point.
I want to say it's been at least a decade, and obviously our physical assessment products go back to the very founding days of Welch Allyn and have a long history of innovation and setting the standard of care when it comes to both ear and eye exams and understanding the structure and the diagnosis of ears and eyes.
Right, absolutely. So you have new products that you're going to present today, and what are these products and how long have they been in development?
So the two products I'd like to talk about today is the MacroView Plus Otoscope and the Panoptic Plus Ophthalmoscope. Both of these products have been in development for quite some time, multiple years, and really originated from a very comprehensive and global research that we did with clinicians, with current customers, with different sites of care to understand what are the needs and what are the requirements that people have today and into the future in using these physical assessment tools.
Okay, I see. So I'm going to leave it up to you, dealer's choice. Which device would you like to discuss first?
Let's start with our MacroView Plus Otoscope. So as you said, Dr. Schumann, the MacroView line has quite a history, and the MacroView Plus Otoscope that we've just launched a few weeks ago now just takes the ear exam to the next level. And in particular, it is a fully redesigned head and a fully redesigned handle in this product. I think clinicians will feel a lot of familiarity in terms of the look and feel, how the device operates, how it is used in their day-to-day examinations. And at the same time, it brings a lot of innovation and a lot of new technology, in particular, an expanded field of view, 3 times greater than in the past. It brings with a new translucent tip, our LumiView tip. It brings a much greater clarity and light to the ear during the exam. And it also now provides the opportunity to capture images digitally using our Eye Examiner application, both for Apple and Android devices, to capture an image, to share that image, to store the image, and really follow a patient over time.
Okay, very good. So just out of curiosity, is it Are these devices, and in particular the MacroView Plus that you're discussing now, is that compatible with the older Welch Allen handles, or does one have to buy a newer handle to use this device?
The products are backwards compatible, both in terms of the heads themselves, as well as the new disposables. I would say in terms of, or in to really optimize the performance of the device, I think upgrading the full system makes a lot of sense. But both the new technology is backwards compatible.
Okay. Is there a new handle that is being sold with both devices, or is it being sold with a already established handle?
No, we have completely redesigned our handles with a new battery, extended life, new charging capability, very convenient with a USB port, and also a new set of accessories for charging that comes with it.
Okay, very exciting. Do you happen to have one handy to show my audience?
I wish I had one right in front of me here. I have a couple of them in the office, and unfortunately today I'm working here from home, so I do not. And I know we shipped you, I believe, a couple as
Yeah,
well,
and I
but
could do a
they haven't.
separate review, and I will post a picture to accompany your discussion. So why don't you go ahead and describe how it's different and how the user experience is different from what I may be used to doing today, because I've got exam rooms with the MacroView
Of
Otoscope.
course. So I think I would start by saying that you will find a lot of things that are familiar with our MacroView Plus
Mhm.
um, otoscope, right? In terms of the look and feel in your hand, I think the intuitive use, the way that the device handles during the exam. I think we're really looking to, I think, build on a lot of the trust that we have with our existing MacroView customers and users. At the same time, what's different is the ability to see a larger field of view. I believe I mentioned earlier 3 times a much brighter field of view if you're using the new LumiView disposable, up to 4 times brighter field of view, which in particular, if you're looking into the ear, is obviously very important, and it really makes a difference in terms of the clarity of the image and the ability to accurately diagnose a condition. And then lastly, what you'll find if you want to capture an image digitally, if you want to enhance really the way I'm just thinking about pediatrics, you want to communicate with the parents about what you may be seeing, the diagnosis you're making, a referral, an antibiotic you may be prescribing for an ear infection. I think it gives you another great tool to enhance the communication with the patient. But also potentially, if you want to seek an expert opinion, you can share that image, or you can store that image. When the patient comes back later on, you can compare the progress. So I believe there's a lot of additional value that you can get from the digital capabilities of the MacroView Plus otoscope.
Okay, sounds very good. So how does it integrate with the eye examiner application that runs on a smartphone?
So essentially, you have an attachment that goes to the back of the otoscope, and in that attachment, you can clip in the iPhone or the Android device, and it is aligned in such a way that through the camera of the phone, it will capture the image and then upload it through the eye examiner application. So it's a really from a clinician's perspective, a really seamless process.
Okay, so there's no need for Bluetooth or wireless connectivity on the same network. It's just a process involving the camera of the device being aligned with the otoscope. Is that
That's correct. To capture the image, that's exactly right. Obviously, then, in order to transfer the image into an EMR, to share the image with another clinician, you would have to upload it either, through a cable connection, wirelessly, via Bluetooth. I think all of those are potential options.
Okay? And is there a charge for using the application? Is it free with purchase of either of these devices?
The application itself is free. The cost of the devices range from $350 to $950, depending on the configuration you choose. I think we really want to be able to provide solutions that fit your particular needs in your exam rooms.
Mhm.
So you may want to, focus on the heads or the handles. You may want a wall unit where you have an integrated system. You may want to have sort of standalone accessories for charging. So there's a lot of different options around how you can configure your exam room with both of these devices.
So let's talk now about the Panoptic Plus Ophthalmoscope, something that my colleagues in family medicine and internal medicine are much better at than pediatricians, because pediatricians notably don't examine retinas with the scrutiny that my other colleagues in primary care do.
Yeah, so the Panoptic Plus Ophthalmoscope, again, very similar to the Otoscope that we just discussed, in many ways will feel familiar, easy to use, easy to pick up for the existing users of a Panoptic device. But yet again, it brings important innovation with it. And in particular, again, the field of view is significantly extended here, up to 20 times larger in terms of the field of view, again, enhancing the diagnostic capability. Obviously, this is a technique sensitive device, and everyone, I think, learns in medical school how to use those tools and get sort of familiar with a certain device. So I think we're looking to build on it, but bring a much clearer and larger image with the new device. And then also we have a really exciting technology with the quick eye alignment, which is sort of on both sides of the Panoptic Plus Ophthalmoscope, you have a light, and it really helps the clinician direct sort of the gaze and really orient the pupil so that the image of the retina can be captured.
Okay, very good. And what's the price range for your ophthalmoscope, the Panoptic Plus Ophthalmoscope device?
Similarly to what I said about the Otoscope, it sort of falls into that sub $1,000 price range. Again, it depends a little bit on the configuration you choose, the accessories you choose. Are you upgrading your heads and handles together as a system? Are you upgrading, just your heads? Depending on how you want to roll this out, there's different configurations possible.
And like with the MacroView Plus, it's backward compatible with existing handles, but the new devices use different optics or different light sources, so they are both brighter than
both of the devices are fully LED illuminated. So as you know, LED obviously is a much brighter light source. So yes, in that sense. And then I think a lot of the internal workings around the magnification, how the image sort of arrives at the lens are also fully upgraded so that we arrive at that image that is about a 20 times larger image from what clinicians are used to. And it's sort of the really fleeting, it's really a new view that the clinicians have of the retina with this device.
That's a nice phrase, the newest view. I like that very much. So in terms of LEDs, do they burn out? Because even though I think my clinic purchases the extended life bulbs for the current MacroView, we do replace the bulbs from time to time. So does one need to replace an LED light source?
I think the lifetime of the LED is significantly expanded from what you may be used to with more traditional light sources.
Okay, and I'm curious about the tip associated with the MacroView Plus. So how does it differ from a standard otoscope tip? Is it translucent? Does it transmit light in a different way?
Yes. So back to the otoscope. Obviously, we don't have a tip with the ophthalmoscope, but on the otoscope, you can certainly use your traditional tip, which is usually sort of this black funnel. But we do have a new translucent tip that really brightly channels this LED light into the field of view, which is the LumiView clear single-use ear speculum. And that is, it's really, it seems like such an obvious innovation to make that clear and make it sort of, really directing the light to where you need it. But that is a new disposable that is available with the MacroView Plus, but it's also backwards compatible to the
I was going to
old
ask that.
to the old
So
line.
if one wanted to use the newer tips, I imagine they're pretty affordable, but you can see clearer or better or brighter with the newer tips.
Yes, we would. That's definitely possible, and they are backwards compatible.
Okay, excellent. And imagine the same standard sizes.
Correct.
Okay, excellent. Very interesting. So I'd like to thank you, Andreas, and thank you, Howard. I haven't asked you any profound questions, but I'll leave that for the next interview. I'll query you, but thank you for listening. And I thank the audience for watching. And I look forward to trying your new products and reviewing them. And keep up the good work, because medicine will only get better through the efforts of companies like your own. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Schumann. And I hope that we will change your view with both of these new physical assessment tools.
Okay, I will have a new view. Okay.